What's up, Cancers? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have you back here. This is going to be your birthday bonus read. I did just recently post the monthlies, which were a tad late. But happy birthday to all the Cancers out there. I hope everybody had a really lovely birthday, fun summer weather, relaxing energy. Hopefully not everyone was all up in their feels, but I know with all the retrogrades and full moon recently, there's been a lot. But that being said, let's throw some cards down for you today and see some important messages that the Cancers tuning in need to hear and see today. So with all my messages on YouTube, do keep in mind that they are general, right? That means not everybody watching this video is going to connect with the energy and the cards that I present you here with today. That's totally fine. Don't get frustrated if it's not your message this time. Check back another week. That being said, if you want more clarity on messages, feel free to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Again, for additional messages, for more clarity on what I present to you here today. Everything else you're going to want to know about this video will be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using. Oh, you got poppers already. I'll take the top one. Including the decks I'm using, as well as the social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Check that out if you are interested. So these decks have all been shuffled off camera. I just ran through them real quickly here for you today, but we will see what you can get. So this popped out immediately. This is your quote card that's going to go with this reading. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. So there's definitely some Cancers out there that needed to hear that. And that imagery kind of reminds me of that. Is it the Rorschach test where you look at the image and everybody sees something different? So I'm not going to over-explain this, right? I mean, I definitely see something in this card. What do you see, Cancer? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, whoever is tuning in. So we'll keep that in mind as we go forward with your reading. Really just going to pull these off the top here. All right, so first popped out, Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. Some of you might be Gem Cancer cuspers or have a strong air in your chart. Knight of Swords typically has to do with seeking of information, acquiring information, delivering messages. Knights move things in and out of our life. They are variants of change. So yeah, I think some of you Cancers are definitely on the brink of searching for something new, seeking more knowledge in a certain area. Potentially having to do with job or career. The Six of Pentacles has come up, which is the card of reciprocity. In order to go after this, though, there's something being presented here about having to be extremely vulnerable and truthful, or honoring your inner truth, no matter how scary or nerve-wracking, or I'm even getting like humiliating that might be for some. It has to do with stripping yourself down, and it has to do with exposing your ultimate truth, Cancer. And there's great fear attached to that. So the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck, right? But this card, I'm almost getting pause or hesitation. So there's something in you, Cancer, that mentally it feels like you should be moving forward faster, or going again after something, seeking of new knowledge, going on some journey of self, but to improve, like even like mind, body, spirit. It could be like a spiritual path. But there's something I'm just getting about yourself that you don't want to face, or you're embarrassed to admit something, or maybe there's someone you're intimidated to face and tell that I don't know if you're parting ways with a partner, or with a family member, or with a job. But yeah, there's some sort of, which is very interesting with the Six of Pentacles. I don't usually get that like anxiety, but it's coming up here for some reason, and it has to do with hesitation on movement forward. Some of you may be at a loss of where to go forward from this. And Pentacles can really just speak about building, right? They can be building blocks of, or stepping stones of the pathway that we're building for our life's journey. It's typically earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but I'm not sure how relevant that is here for you, Cancer. Let's pull one of these. What else do we need to know about this for Cancer? Some of you may be concerned about if you were to go on this new adventure, or go after whatever it is, this seeking of knowledge, education maybe, some of you are worried about the return of if I put this out, what will I get back? And that's incredibly vague. We'll see if we can get some clarification on that. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it has to do with money for a lot of you. So we have the King of Pentacles coming up. You're worried that you're going to be either outnumbered or or the people around you will be overpowering. Again, a lot of this has to do with facing a person, something that you may feel guilty about or just insecure or uncertain about. You feel like you're going to stand out among the rest. And what's interesting here is it's in a good way, Cancer, but I don't necessarily think that you view it that way. I don't know if you feel like you're out of your realm or out of your depth or something about what you want to do. You're worried it's not going to connect with the general, I don't know, population, community, neighborhood, school, whatever it is. You have like almost this like glowing orb about you, right? If you're this person among these kind of like monstery, mythic looking creatures here. And I'm actually not getting the sense that they're bad, but you view them as maybe judgmental. Maybe they've been in this career, or they are far more skilled at this hobby or task that you're just breaking into. But your innocence and purity, even though you may be new to the scene, that in itself is very magnetic and will draw a lot of attention in a good way. So you also have the Magician. So some of my Cancers are trying to manifest something into their life. And I'm just getting the idea that this has been put on hold for a while. And that's sort of what this is too. It's like you're ready to go and yet you're hesitating. I don't think there's really anything keeping you back other than yourself. And I feel like this actually came through in your monthly message again. So some of my Cancers, this might be a bit of like a reinforcement or an underlining of the last video I did. Check that out if you haven't watched it yet. But with the Magician, all the tools are in front of you. You have everything you need to successfully build something, whatever that is for you, a relationship, a new home, a career that you've always desired. Everything you have, you need. It's within reach. It's within your grasp. It's the idea of manifesting. It's checking in with yourself internally to decide what you really want. And almost sort of the energy you're going to give off, put out into the world. And sort of what I'm getting from this is despite what you're going to get back. If your heart is calling you to go into a certain career, just do it. And don't be so concerned about, well, what if I don't make money? Because there's something here that it's a little bit mysterious. And again, it's almost Eight of Swords energy, actually, where it's like you're mentally imprisoning yourself before you even can go after it, before you even try. But I mean, look at you. You're a magician. You're like this mighty wizard on his throne, capable of all these incredible, beautiful things, capable of creation of some sort, right? Again, home, career, family, house, whatever that is for you, artistic endeavors. And so I actually love that that's the quote that came out, because when you realign with love, how is it phrased? Clear direction is presented to me. So maybe that's what this is. It's like you're ready to go. Mentally, you know it's time to move forward, but you're not sure which direction to go in. Maybe you feel like there's obstacles or again, even a person that is intimidating, that is almost, to you, Cancer, is registering as a barrier or a blockage to a door you want to open up, a path you want to go down, metaphorically. I'm just sort of getting like step into the light. If that's what you're being called to do, the answers will be illuminated to you in time. But I'm just sensing that if Knight of Swords is coming up, there's a need for movement and more knowledge, a gaining of knowledge, to go out on a mission and seek truth, to seek analysis, to gather new insight and information, perhaps on things that are a bit wishy-washy to you at the time, in the current moment. And some of you, it's just having that conversation again with either a partner or a parent or whoever this sort of intimidating factor is to you. It could be even be a boss. This could be you asking for a raise, or you asking about future job opportunities in the same company. It's movement and gaining of knowledge. Maybe you want to add to your current skills and abilities. But again, there's an intimidation factor there for you. Yeah, you want to go after your happiness, your 10 of Cups, your long-term happy fairy tale ending. Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, that's your elemental suit, Cancer. What is going to feel like $1 million? What's going to feel like a great big hug? And it has to do with checking in with your emotions, and how we were saying, the idea of manifesting, checking in with yourself internally. That's what all of this is, but it comes from, who do you love? What do you love? That's what you need to move forward towards. Okay, Cancer? Okay, so I in my head I said, tell me about this 10 of Cups. What came out was the 5 of Coins in reverse, so 5 of Pentacles. So I that's actually a card that I do like to see in the reverse. The 5 of Coins in the upright is typically a card of loss, of sorrow, of, it can be financially difficult times, struggling to make ends meet, to pay your bills, feeling abandoned, feeling left out in the cold. No matter what, it's a card of hardship. In traditional tarot decks, it's typically depicted as someone trudging through the snow barefoot. You know, they don't have a dime in their pocket. They're wearing scraps and rags. They don't have feet on their shoes. It's like a very sombering card, and usually the people depicted in this card, you can tell they're struggling. It's like they're almost screaming out for help. But right behind them is this church, right? The idea of safety, of sanctuary, also the idea of illumination, spirituality guiding you down the right path. So this is like a reminder, although we go through hard times in life, especially tangible, so again, money or difficult times, and even relationships, like the building blocks of a relationship with family, that can be Pentacles, with your job, right? While we go through hard times, you know, flowers may wilt, right? There's always going to be a spring, a rebirth, a reblossoming, right? And so I think some of you are currently, I think some of you are in this state of hardship, and it's like this, even the spread is almost that nudge in the direction of, go Cancer. Like, you know, there's something better than what you currently have. This is almost reminding you not to settle. And so the only thing keeping you in hardship at this point is whatever this is to you, who or whatever this is to you, Cancer. If this is you, how I was saying, stripping yourself naked, being truthful and honest with yourself, but also facing that fear. This is the person of intimidation. You go from the 5 to the 6, and it's like there's progress there. You're on your way. This is already in reverse, so I see this as you're leaving hardship behind. You recognize the flower has wilted. You don't see this flower as being full of life and joy and energy and color anymore. You recognize that, you know, I want to say it's gone sour, or it's time to wait for a new season for more flowers to bloom. I'm speaking in metaphor, but do you understand what I'm saying? Your 10 of Cups, your wish, it's beyond wish fulfillment. It's like the ultimate dream come true down the road, right? Long-term happiness and joy. It's recognizing what is no longer growing, and I'm just having the courage and the foresight to leave it behind and not let it fester, so that your water is spoiled. And by that I mean your love of self, your love of life. It's like knowing when to cut your losses, and knowing when you're not getting back what you want and what you deserve. That could be what this is. So this could stand for a job, and deciding, you know, it's time for me to part ways with this. I'm no longer happy here. Could absolutely be a relationship, right? Especially if it's with an earth sign. It's not going to be for everybody. And something about this too, for me, it's recognizing that maybe you have been settling, that you stand out among the crowd, and it's not so much in an egocentric way. It's that you don't see eye to eye with people, or your way of, your approach to life, to what you want to build, to what you want to grow, It's just not in alignment with the people you're currently with, either, again, at work or potentially in a romantic relationship. It doesn't have to be. Or it could even be like, I always use this example, you come from a family of doctors, but then you decide, you want to be a rock and roll singer. It's like, this is who you're around, but this is you. There's like a light, there's an orb, there's something shining upon it. And these are different decks, bear in mind, but that same light and that orb, you're the manifestor, Cancer. You're holding it in your hand. So you are generating this light for yourself. So if you're questioning your power, or even your power of influence, your ability to shine bright, whatever that is, you hold the power in your hand, Cancer. You always have. And you have all the tools to do something great with your future, with your destiny. But manifesting, checking in with yourself mentally, right? To move forward and chase after, again, those little orbs that you kind of see dancing in front of you that maybe you see when you look in the mirror, right? There's something bright, there's something bigger for you, and it has to do with long-term emotional stability. And not lingering in that sort of that glass half empty mode when you are going through hardship. This has to do with finding healthy coping mechanisms to get through the difficult times. So this card says, the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Yeah, some of you are being called to a higher spiritual path or journey. This is such a beautiful card. I just love the colors. Oh, it's so great. I love it. Yeah, I'm just getting you are meant to walk through a new door. All these cards have these depictions of people holding light in their hand, and that is representative of you, Cancer. It's almost like, I don't know if this is going to land for everybody, but the idea of following a rainbow leads to a pot of gold. You're the pot of gold. You're what's shining bright. And I'm almost getting your brightness, your integrity, your charisma, your skills, your talents, your abilities. It creates like this path that other people are going to want to seek out and follow. Like that could be what this card is representing too. You're going to have followers. Something about you is meant to catch the eye of people who are different. Or the fact that you are so different among the rest, Cancer. Again, that's what draws people in, and I think so many of you may be feeling that internally, but you don't recognize it as a skill. You're seeing it as like a flaw or a fault, or this constant questioning of like, why is this so hard for me? Why is this such a struggle? Why is this such a challenge for me every time? Whatever you've been trying to build, you're meant to stand out among the pack. And it's going, this unique gift or talent or even idea, it could just be an idea at this point that you have, it's going to draw in the right people and potentially attract a lot of love and even partnership, potentially family down the road, if that's what some of you are seeking or don't currently have. But it's going to allow you to stand on your own 2 feet and be your own like power structure, or I'm sorry, I'm not phrasing it right. By following whatever this project is and being in alignment with love, right? With checking in with yourself and what you want to manifest, what you want to create in this lifetime. It's for your own support and your own stability and your own long-term success. It has nothing to do with devoting your life to someone else's happiness. That's what's really key here. It's like you are your own mighty oak tree. That's sort of what I'm getting. And a lot of you, it does have to do with spirituality or some unique skill or talent that I think you want to offer to the world. And this is just coming across really strong for those Cancers who are watching that are single or in a relationship that is just not feeling like it's serving their highest good. When you are full on in this mode of manifesting things for your greater good, for your greatest power, that is going to attract the right people. It's going to attract your 10 of Cups, essentially, which is typically a card of, family, of joy, happiness, complete bliss. Is there an energy card we can throw down for Cancer with this? Anything else Cancer needs to know? The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. So for those questioning your path, don't get frustrated. Live in the moment, live in the now, do some journaling, do some yoga, do some meditation, go on a walk, paint a picture, call your mom, do something that allows you to relax, whatever that is for you. And if none of those things allow you to relax, you know, you do you, Cancer. Figure out what that is for you. The answers will come to you when you are in a space of light and love. And I know that sounds a little bit cheesy, but that's coming off so strongly here. It has to do, again, with facing that inner truth. And I'm just getting looking at yourself in the mirror. And I don't think that means literally. For some of you it might be, but maybe it's giving yourself pep talks in the mirror. But it's getting really real and raw with yourself. That was coming through with this like stripping down naked idea. That's going to be really important here for the Cancers. All right. Is there any energy card? Sorry, we'll wrap this up. The fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. Okay. So Gabriel is typically depicted on the card of Judgment in the traditional tarot deck. And Judgment, as we know, has to do with rebirths. It's scorpionic energy. So some of you may have a lot of heavy water in your chart, Scorpio energy. The idea of transforming yourself, and that actually makes sense for the idea of fast movement. It's actually not fast. That's what was being said here. You're going at a pace that is a little bit slow with all this earthy pentacle energy though, and I think that's fine. But the way that a crab moves from side to side rather than forward, crabs also, essentially find new homes, right? Cancer rules the house and home. They leave their shell behind and find a new space. That's what you're doing. So this path, the fact that you've been training for this for lifetimes, in this lifetime, you may have been training for it, whatever that is, for years, for even decades, right? You may be having maybe you're fearing they're going to be thinking it's like a midlife crisis for you, Cancer. Don't listen to that. Don't get stuck in your head about that. Don't hesitate. If you have this really good idea about what's calling to your soul and for your happiness to do, you should go after it. And because it's fifth chakra, throat, it has to do with speaking your truth. That's come through so many times here. Speaking your truth, Cancer. What is it? What is it that you love? When you realign with love, clear direction is presented to you. So this knight who doesn't know exactly where he wants to go, he at least has the idea. The thought has crossed his mind. Go on that instinct, Cancer. You are extremely intuitive. You are one of the most intuitive signs. Chase after what is going to make you happy and what is going to make you feel like your heart is filled with love and joy. And I just want to say, screw everybody else. It doesn't matter what they think. It's your life to live. It's not theirs. All right, that's what I got for you, Cancer. I hope whoever needed to hear that was, or did, I hope it was helpful for some. I hope there was pieces and parts you can take away from this for your best and highest good. If any of that resonated, please do let me know in the comments down below. I will see you guys very soon for another tarot reading. All the best to you, Cancer, and happy birthday. Bye.